Hi, I want to tell you all about a woman named Laura Bridgeport. Maybe it's Bridgman, but Bridge something. Bridgeport, Bridge Support, no. Laura Bridgman. It's either Bridgman or Bridgeport. God, so embarrassing. A woman. She had only one of her five senses. She could feel. She had the sense of touch. So therefore, she sat down upon an extremely expensive velvet sofa. She would, enjoy the feel of that against her skin. She would know it just as you and I would know it. Or if she decided to immerse herself in a nice, warm, sudsy bath, she would be able to luxuriate as you and I would. But that's as far as it went for poor Laura Bridgeport, man. She didn't have the ability to see. She had never seen anything. She was born completely, utterly blind. She had no idea what visual perspective would be. She had no idea what different colors are. She had no way of knowing the difference between purple and turquoise. Had no way. She had no vision, no memory of vision. She had no way of knowing about vision. Vision was a completely foreign, alien landscape to her mind. What little bit of mind she had. She also was deaf. She couldn't hear anything. She wouldn't know the sound of a fire alarm from a duck chirping. She wouldn't know wind howling from paper crumpling. She wouldn't know sight from hearing. She also couldn't taste. She had no taste. She didn't know the difference between chewing on a piece of cardboard from eating a delicious salmon steak. Poor Laura Bridgeport. The woman had nothing to live for. Oh, and she had no sense of smell either. All over odor. She wouldn't know the difference between magnolias from the smell of the house burning to the ground. Laura Bridgeport, Bridgman, Bridgemont, Bridgesmith. She had no idea about nothing. All she could do was feel. If you stuck a pin to her arm, she would scream horrifically. That's all she knew how to do. She was completely ignorant. She was a wild child. Worse than Helen Keller. She was before Helen Keller. Far worse than Helen Keller. Oh, God. But she did learn to do something productive in her life. She learned how to knit. Her daddy said to her, Laura, if you got time to sit, you got time to knit. So she learned how to knit. And she made little tiny doilies for people to take home with them because she had nothing else to do. On the other hand, well, in extreme contrast, years later, of course, we all know about Helen Keller. She was born into a complete world of complete silence and utter blindness. Well, she got a severe fever when she was a tiny little infant, so she wasn't literally born, but she has no recollection of sight or hearing. But fortunately for our beloved Helen Keller, she could smell. Ugh. She could taste. Ooh. I want some more of that. Ooh, that's delicious. But something Helen Keller had that was astonishing was a genius brain inside that darkness. She emerged from a complete black universe in a world where everyone around her had complete advantage, and she became a complete genius. She learned to read and write music with no idea what music sounds like. She would fill paintings and galleries and critique them just by the touch of them upon her fingertips. She was a renowned art critic, and she was a distinguished poet philosopher. She did it all. She even had a go-go strip act in Memphis, Tennessee back in 1943 that was hugely successful. So don't go talking about my dang Helen Keller now. Now that woman had it going on. Now that Helen Pierpont Bridge Laura thing woman, you don't hear about her, but she is in Wikipedia. So please, I beg y'all to look up Laura Bridge Mason in the Wikipedia. I forget her last name, but it's something.